It's 7:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Two police officers have been spat on and one bitten on the leg while trying to make an arrest at Bullaroo. They pulled over a car on Main Road at about 2 this morning when the 20-year-old driver allegedly became violent. The officers were forced to use their taser to restrain him, with one of them also being hit by the weapon. The man's due to front Newcastle local court today on several charges, including assault. He's wanted on 4 outstanding warrants. Central Hunter police say they hold concerns for the welfare of a man who hasn't been seen for several months. Danny C. hasn't been in touch with his family since January. Sonia Roberts from Police Headquarters says officers have been searching for the 43-year-old ever since.
We do hold concerns for his welfare due to the length of time he has not been in contact with his friends or family, and we're appealing to anyone who might know Danny or know of his whereabouts to contact Crime Stoppers. At the time he was last seen, Mr C didn't have a fixed address, although is known to frequent Maitland, Cessnock, Singleton and Muswellbrook.
The Hunters public hospitals are still falling short of benchmarks for emergency department waiting times. The latest figures show just 64% of ED patients at the John Hunter were seen within 4 hours, compared to the state average of 75%, while the Calvary Mater managed 71%. However, the Bureau of Health Information says both hospitals are seeing more people through their doors, with a 5% increase at the John Hunter alone. Upgrades to East Seaham Road are underway in the hope of improving safety for Clarencetown residents travelling to Raymond Terrace. One portion of the road is presently a dirt track and prone to potholes, with the first stage of the $1.4 million project due to be completed by July. Port Stephens Mayor Bruce McKenzie says the next stage of work will be underway in September, with some vegetation clearing already done.
We're doing 2 kilometres this year, in this financial year, which we've started now, which I'm delighted to see, and so are the residents. And next financial year, we're doing another 2. So that'll be continuation of 2 by 2. So at the end of the construction stage, it'll be 4 kilometres of Tarshill Road, which will go a long, long way to putting a bit of safety into that road.
New figures confirm it's still difficult to get a seat on a train on the Newcastle and Central Coast Line. Average loading is currently at 98%, which is worse than last year, but better than 2013 when trains were 110% full. However, services are above capacity in the afternoon peak. In response to community concerns, Singleton Council has agreed to redesign its project for the town centre to cater for up to 13 more car parks. While Council admits the number of signed disabled spaces has been reduced, the size of the spaces will still be in line with the specifications for disabled parking. Council's Director of Planning and Sustainable Environment, Mark Eileen, says additional curbside space is also going to benefit the community.
The footway extensions essentially increase the width of the footpath, so that then enables greater opportunity for footpath trading, whether that be outdoor dining activities or whether that be shops from time to time taking advantage of putting displays on the street for special events. So it caters for a much better flow of activity and pedestrian through the town centre as well.
Sport for our sponsor, newcastlecheapestcars.com.au.
New Zealand-born utility Carlos Tuamavave has made his debut for the Knights against his old team last week and is keen to prove he can perform on home turf. The 23-year-old wants to make sure he can keep his place in the NRL after a 3-year fight to get there. Tuamavave says he wants to make an impression on coach Rick Stone.
I got to back up my performance from last week and, show Stoney what I can do, and hopefully he can put faith in me and trust me, and hopefully I can stay there for a few games.
Questions are being raised over how the Northern New South Wales National Premier League and FFA Cup failed to secure international transfer clearance for Northern Ireland player Guy Bates. Bates has already played 7 NPL games and 2 for the FFA Cup before the error was noticed. Neither Bates nor the Adamstown Rosebuds, who he's playing for, will be penalised over the incident, but the processes of the competition bodies will need to be reviewed. And Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union Waratah team will celebrate their 75th anniversary at a Jubilee dinner on Saturday. 89-year-old Ray Frost is the last surviving member of the club's first premiership-winning first-grade team in 1945. That's sport. I'm Iona McNabb.
2 in URFM News Time, 26 to 8.